In his book, Who Am I?, Stephen Rees talked about 16 specific desires that every human being has inherently in our character. Now, I've written them all up here, and this video is not for you to memorize what they all are. But as a marketer, these desires are actually super important for you to keep in mind when you are marketing your product, when you are trying to acquire a brand new customer from people who have no idea who you are. The most important thing for you to remember is that you have to tap into the mass desire of a market. And that desire comes from one of these 16 right here. So what do I mean by that? Well, mass desire is one of the first things that in his great book, Breakthrough Advertising, Eugene Schwartz talks about, saying that there are 5 levels, in essence, of awareness that will then tap into the mass desire of a market. If you do not have a mass desire, then you do not have a market for your service. So what do I mean by desire, though? Desire is one of these 16 things that we've mentioned here. And for your product, I guarantee you there's at least one of these desires that your product or service either satiates or solves the problem of. Now, in most cases, that desire, there's some kind of problem in the way of us as humans in order to achieve that desire. So in a previous video, I actually talked about a time management software, actually a company that we used to work with for many, many years, sold time management books, time management diaries, and video series and coaching because they were hitting on one of the most important desires that are on this list, and that is order. Order was the key desire that individuals in this market wanted to achieve, but the problem is they did not have a tool, they did not have a solution in order to achieve that desire. Enter the time management software, the time management diary, time management coaching. So in that particular case, we're talking about a problem that stands in the way of the desire. And this is what we refer to as the desire problem paradigm. The more we as marketers talk about our customers' problems, the more interesting we become to those potential customers, the more our message resonates. So you as a marketer have to figure out what problem stands in the way of achieving the desire of your market. So let's use a couple of examples here. We just used the time management software example for order. Another one in the order space is one that's actually a customer of ours. They are in the lawn service space. So the problem that they're solving is weeds in their lawn, an ugly lawn. And even deeper than that, maybe the feeling of they have the ugliest house in the neighborhood, or maybe even more deeper than that is that they feel insecure about having a lawn that they're embarrassed to have people come over their house for. Those are much more internal problems. But the surface problem is a messy lawn. And that messy lawn is because it's standing in the way of the order desire. So their service, in this particular case, solves that problem in order for that customer to achieve the desire of order. Let's use another example. So Tier 11, for example, is a company that sells agency services to help customers and businesses build, scale, grow their business. Now, which desire are we actually tapping into? What problem are we trying to solve that stands in the way of the achievement of that desire? Well, in this particular case, it's power. So power is influence, power is making money, power is a business being successful in influencing others. And the problem that stands in those businesses' way in order to achieve the desire of power is that they can't scale and grow their business. So in our marketing, we use words that are very similar to that, and the fact that we help them scale and grow their business, enhance their lifetime value, acquire more customers, in that way that we can help them to achieve that power desire. Let's use another example. So Mercedes, I actually own a Mercedes, and I could drive any car that I want, but driving a Mercedes has a certain cachet to it. Why do I buy a Mercedes instead of just buying, the Toyota that I used to have? Well, first off, it's the first car I've actually bought myself that I really, really wanted. But what I really wanted is to tap into another desire. And Mercedes helps solve that problem of me achieving that desire. In this particular case, I'm afraid to admit it, but it's status. Status. People looking at the car, I love to bring it to the gas station and people oohing and eyeing over it, talking about the fin in the back and the mag tires and the paint job and all these other sorts of things. It makes me feel good because I have this car that elevates my status and it achieves that desire. So Mercedes has positioned their product as a solution to solve the problem of me not achieving that level of status. This is making me sound really surfacey and really skin deep, but the point is that we all as humans have all of these 16 desires. And you as a marketer should be aware of all of these desires and specifically what problem does your product or service solve that's standing in the way of your ideal customer achieving one of these 16 desires. So if you have the desire to get more videos like this one, make sure you like, share, comment, bookmark, follow us to get more videos just like this one to help you acquire more customers and enhance their lifetime value.